appreciate. Hey guys, it's the phenomenal STEMist. It's the phenomenal STEMist. Come on and join in. I have with me Dr. Tosin Atolagbe. Hey, my Nigerian brother that I'm wearing my, I'm so happy that you're here. I see. We go way back to Oakwood College, now university. And Tosin, you're like one of the most decorated people I know in terms of education. Like, you have a list.
Well, see, that's probably a professional student, and in a way, one can look at it that way. One can look at it that way, but I guess I wouldn't look at it as decorated, but rather more of an intrigue or interest, a high affinity for those areas that of my studies or of my, I guess, accolades, so to speak. I mean, I don't necessarily put myself on the high pedestal. I humble myself. Good.
I've
made sacrifices for me to get to where I am, so I have to acknowledge. My parents have to acknowledge those who I've come across during my transition from undergrad to graduate school, and then to medical school, and then to other programs that are related to medical school. And just the whole essence of how many industries are converging, also many industries developing. And I think it was more so the advent of new industries because of information technology. Of course, many of my friends, I have a high affinity not just for the biological sciences, hence clinical sciences, but also for the computer science.
I see that. So Tosin has a bachelor's degree in biology and computer science. He was a double major. Yeah, biology and computer science. We're talking about STEM, and he did both life sciences and technology, computer sciences, and then you went on and did your MPH at Loma Linda. You did an MBA in Davenport, a Master of Science in Biomedical Informatics from Nova Southeastern University, a Doctor of Medicine, and you're a PhD candidate. Like, this dude is doing it all. And he's so humble. He's the sweetest guy, one of the sweetest guys I know from Oakwood. And so I just want to welcome you to Phenomenal STEMist. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you fell in love with your discipline. So how did you fall in love with your discipline?
Well, okay, so I'll say environment has a lot to do with it. So being in a family of healthcare professionals, my dad was also in public health, my mom's a health administrator. Some of my cousins are physicians as well. And a whole host of family members, church members, of course, Oakwoodites that I know of are in the health sciences, medical sciences, in some scientific field. So that automatically, naturally, I gravitated towards that area. But I wouldn't just say it's only that area. I think personal inquisition, personal interest drew that. And so personal interest coupled with the environment. I would say the environment was not fertile, that it wouldn't be as interesting or intriguing. I may have taken a look at it, but it may not have been as tasty, so to speak, or favorable. So I would say I was fortunate to be in an environment that fostered that people that were in those areas. And then first position kind of took over as how those computers, because when I was in high school, and I'll say the computers were computer science comes to play, or information technology was. When I was in high school at Local Academy, I started programming. I was fortunate to be one of those selected to start programming Pascal. Archaic language, but nonetheless, it was the preliminary stages of how do computers talk, or how did it build, what we use commonly as software. I mean, we were both talking on the video conference streaming live, and that took a lot of code. That's a lot of code.
A lot of code to have computers talking to other computers, right? And it was in the beginnings when you started to get interested in it. Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. It was that. I'll probably say it was because of being exposed to Pascal in 10th grade, and that I took significant interest. In fact, I saw that I took interest in Pascal. My parents immediately bought me a computer, like a brand new computer with school. You can now program. You don't have to be in the lab at the school. You can now do more of it
at home.
Because it was intriguing because manipulate with variables. Why do we run a Boolean structure? How do you create arrays? But then that created interest in, well, why don't they create another language that just deals with database development, which was, of course, SQL. Of course, this translated into what we learned at computer science. When I was at Oakwood, SQL, Oracle at the time was what I used, but I'm more of a local source guy. So, but to hone in on the early beginning, so take early interest in computer science in high school from the beginning. Pascal, we just started Pascal programming. Mr. Hilliard, my high school teacher, taught me Pascal programming. And my goal was actually I was 8 people in the class, in that particular class, that dude there. And so for me, it was not that color was standard. Me being the minority was something I had to do, but it was intriguing because now I was understanding this is how it worked. This is how they build these things. This is what Bill Gates was doing on his free time. Now, I was going to be the next Bill Gates, but that was what intrigued me. So a part of me leaned towards technology at an early stage. Like I said, environment.
Like you got to support. Like my family's like that as well. My mom's side of the family like has like maybe 8 physicians, like and in growing. And it was just all they always believed that I would be a physician. Like even one of my uncles says, it's not too late. You really can go back to school and become a physician. Like that's how they pushed us. It was the environment, and they supported. Like as soon as you saw an interest, they had the means to provide you a computer and support you. And that's so important. That's why we have to build a healthy environment for our kids now. Even if our parents aren't successful before, we got to create this for the community now so that we can create better environments for our children. It's so important, Tosin. That's so it's a combination of environment and developed interest. Okay.
Exactly. So the environment fostered that independent inquisition to say, what else? If I were to do this, what if they were to do that? And so I would now take personal interest in things that not necessarily in a typical didactic environment where you learn it in class, though that was part of the equation. But I took personal interest. I would look at the industry standards. What was the standard for why things were in this way? Both computer science and biological sciences. Medicine obviously evolves, and I'm sure you know the same. Science doubles, the amount of science that we know will double 5 years from now. That is the material and the quantity and quality of it, so to speak. Look at, for example, the advent of the DNA. Because of DNA, genome sequencing is now
big.
Big.
Now, when people are taking tests now, my DNA 123 or all these companies, and we just found the sequence in 2000, only 17 years ago, 18 years ago.
And now we're faster at being able to sequence and be able to make this diagnostic improvements, diagnostic indices to be able to understand ourselves on a genomic level, which helps more so now. I would say there's a convergence of big pharma, clinical medicine, and where you're coming with clinical trials as a result of this, which is useful. There's a little bit of politics there, but I won't jump into that. But since this is more scientific, we're looking at the basis for how one thing leads to another.
Okay.
It's the evolution of all of this that makes it very intriguing, is that they jump from one thing to another. So think about it for a second. We have faster computers. These computers can now be called serverless, meaning that it's not cloud-based. Well, now the company can exist without the significant resources that a company would have invested millions 10 years
to get servers.
Exactly. Now, company just needs to buy into a cloud-based
Cloud.
where they just buy the use of the computing power, and they can run computing systems of their own nature, of their own free will, so to speak. They can design systems that favors their own thought process, and a group of people can come together and formulate ideas to figure out mechanisms to either understand how a disease evolves in a certain ethnicity and understand why is it more predominantly, why is it more prevalent
In a certain person.
What are the causative factors? Yeah, in a certain person or a group of people. Potentially, because one of the things that you look for, as you study science, you start to look at similarities and differences. We're all 99% the same genetically, but why do some people express? So this is legit. I'm not a geneticist, but I know enough to know that just tells you that one branch of science just explodes.
Computer science is like helping the other branch of science in a massive type of way. All right, but we'll get into that a little, like why you love that so much. But I see you really you had a good background, you had a good environment, and you had personal interest in this, and that's when you fell in love with it. But how did you discipline yourself? What kind of tools did you use to discipline yourself to be so successful in STEM education?
That's a good question. Discipline can come in many different ways. I think if you love something, you would just immerse yourself. So for me, I naturally immersed myself in it. There were times where when some people would say, "Why are you so involved in this?" I think to be disciplined requires, and it depends on the individual. So some people, let's say there was a time when I had to lose weight. I actually had to discipline myself in terms of cutting down on certain things I would eat or drink. I couldn't just drink so that I'm afraid. I'm getting older, so that doesn't take sort of just think that I'll burn the calories instantaneously. So I had to change that habit. So I told myself I would not go to Costco this year. Don't buy the dirt.
So you don't get tempted to buy like a big pack of soda. Yeah.
That was me, because I would buy 36 pack and it would be done in a week. But that just tells you discipline comes with different forms of action. But I think for me, to relate to what you're saying as to how did I discipline myself in these areas of my pursuits, was my interest.
Yeah.
I think my interest drove me. And the interest was beyond the classroom. So I don't want to say it was beyond the classroom. I was attentive to the industry. So I was saying, if somebody wants to be disciplined, don't just be disciplined with what you're required to do. Beyond the requirement. Go beyond just the confinements of what you're required to do, what you're told to do, to understand it. Because if you just do what you're told to do, then you're just following marching orders. But if you require independently, you're charting a path.
Yeah.
You're creating a path that has never been deciphered. And that will only open more. The more you ask, the more you answer.
And the more you want to know, the more excited you get about it, and the more discipline, the more you immerse yourself in this. Yeah.
So you have to have that passion for it. But I would say have a passion for an area of science and the nature of it. In here's where funny thing about science. It's evolving to the point where 2 years from now there will be probably from one branch of science, a specific area of science, there might be 2 other branches that break into it. Break out of 3. Yeah. And so you're not limited. I think people should not limit themselves to think that it's only one area that they're going to come into. Some people tend to think that I don't want to be in the lab. Well, science is not always in the lab.
Right.
Now they're in a different area. Now, that doesn't mean that the lab doesn't have a place to play. I don't want to discourage people thinking that we have to be where the lab could be in it. Could be trying to figure out the equations. So people need to change the mindset of understanding what it is in science. Science is technically everywhere.
Right.
It's
a search for knowledge.
It's expanding in areas you never thought would exist. And I'll share exactly. But see, here's the funny thing. It was 8 years ago that I didn't realize how heavily informatics was. Particularly, it was a new endeavor for across the nation. There were only 27 schools. 6 or 7 years ago, there were only 27 schools that had informatics, healthcare informatics, strictly across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's probably 70 schools now, because now the science is now developed, it's evolved. Now Canadian has its program in informatics, and now Stanford developed their program 4 years ago. But imagine 7 years ago, there were only 27 schools that had informatics. And to me, there was a part of me prior to that wanted to merge the understanding of the clinical sciences, hence medicine, but not just medicine. It could be in the other area of medicine. And I actually don't think that anyone that's practiced medicine or doing medicine is. I think the real practitioners are the ones that are good with you, are the ones that sustain the MDs, because we just take a page from you guys and we try to understand the care. But I think once you look at it as what interests you in terms of science in general. I mean, is it the fascinating nature of computing? And I'm just thinking to myself, the fascinating nature of computing, the fascinating nature of how we're able to solve this so quickly, or the fascinating nature of how, if we can do this, then why not do that next, or why can't we go to that next level? So
you're always looking for the next step. You're always looking for the next step, and then you immerse yourself. Yeah, you immerse yourself in that next step, and so you love it so much. It's not even discipline. It's just you're immersing yourself in it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think the discipline will be more so if your interest is significantly there, you have a high affinity for it, then you automatically discipline.
Absolutely. So we really need to know what we really. I mean, sometimes it's hard to know what we want to do, but we need to help our kids when they're teenagers. Find out what they want to do and then get their passions, so that when they're in college, they already know. Because I think when we were in school, we could afford to find ourselves, but I just don't think students nowadays have that kind of time, and so they really need to know what they're passionate about and then love it, and then you won't even need to be disciplined. So what were your challenges in school? What were your challenges?
Well, there were challenges. I mean, there were personal challenges. I mean, other than the typical personal challenges, I got to settle down. Those are typical. But in the framework of school, and my challenges were mostly just trying to stay in balance. You have to realize you're human, so you have to take care of yourself. So there were challenges where I would move on to things where I would burn myself out without realizing.
Right.
But I don't want to say that was it, because some of the programs that I pushed that I did concurrently, which was a challenge. But the program also was flexible for me to be able to
do it concurrently. Like you were doing I'm looking at your CV. You were doing your MBA and your MHA at the same time.
Correct.
And then, wow.
And the MHA actually took a pause because some of the classes did transfer over 7 courses. So the nature of the program allowed me to be flexible. They do give you like 5 years to do it.
Okay.
So they do give you time if you need to take a leave of absence for whatever reason, and if you just give them the justified reason, whoever is your program director for the department, whoever is the program director will advise you accordingly, and you will make sure you plan accordingly. But one of the challenges was planning to stick to a plan. Planning to stick to because I was also medical school, so I had to also prepare for boards.
Right.
So there was a time period where I had to not do anything but boards. So I took 7.5 months to prepare for my boards, for my step 1 boards, and which I had to not do anything. So this was nothing but boards. But then after that, after I was done, I got a pass for all that. Then I jumped back into
So they'll work with you when you get to those higher levels of education. They'll work with you. They'll work your schedule. You just have to keep in balance so you don't burn yourself out. And that was your challenge.
Exactly. So it was making sure I planned accordingly, because there were times where things clashed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, I have to do this and I have to do this,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to do this. And some of these were done online, where I had to collaborate with people who were 3 times. So that would.
Hold on, Tosin. Tosin, 1 second.
I mean, I also something.
Yeah. There's a little delay. Yeah. Okay. Repeat yourself again. You were saying there was an issue when you were living in New York.
Oh no. So while I was in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and so what happened was that there were some times where I would do things, I would plan things without understanding that some rotations may go over time, meaning that rotations aren't something that are chiseled. Like, it's not like a 12 to 12 or 8 to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sometimes it might go beyond just because wherever is attending at that time. We just say, well, we need to see this patient, or you need to follow up on the patient for whatever reason, because the results have not arrived for whatever reason. And that makes you stay there longer, but then you have to take care of it, and that's due the following day. And so I'm thinking, but then the last train leaves at 11 something.
You're right.
And I have to take a cab. You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
And that only gives me like 4 hours to do this. And then,
so it's clashing.
There's some clash. So you have to kind of try to create a situation where you don't have too much going on or too much clashes. My roommate at the time also was in the same program that I was in. So he was helpful in being able to mitigate some of the risks of me not doing too much, because I could foresee what he was doing, and he could foresee what I was doing in terms of rotations. And because he got out on time, then that means that when I start my shift, then I knew that I wouldn't spend that much time, because the rounds on that floor wasn't that heavy. But there are some times where I couldn't do it. So it's about planning was the challenging thing, and sticking to the plan.
Yeah.
I think planning well, stick to the plan, and don't get easily distracted by. I mean, there of course there could be unforeseen development. So there was in 2014 my in February. So that was something I had to do. That took 6 weeks away from me. I mean, 6 weeks of normalcy.
Right.
But everybody across those kind of things. But I think it's about planning.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most challenging part. And sticking to the plan. If you can master your plan to be 80%, if you can stick to your plan 80% of the time, you pretty much have hit the goal.
Yeah.
Because the nature of what I'm in is not something that would just be picture perfect. It's not something that where you're going to get exact, perfect timing on how to execute this plan. I'm going to have to do other things. Because you have to understand, we have to file reports, we have to file notes and things of that nature.
Yeah.
We have to do this based on whoever is running that rotation. And whenever they don't like you, some rotations were cool, some were not. But that's just the nature of it.
Right.
You have to stick to whatever works.
And just, okay.
Favorite ingredients from them. So.
Right. Stick to the plan, stay balanced. And that was a little bit of challenge for you. Okay, so what are your challenges now? First of all, what do you do now? Tell me what you do, and tell me your challenges.
Okay. So right now I'm more in the consulting, but I'll say I'm phasing out of the consulting, and I'm more now in kind of running my own show, so to speak. When I mean running my own show, running my own digital health company. Which has been ongoing for the past 2.5 years. I was in a consulting role. Most people thought I should just go straight into just practice medicine, full-fledged, going into resident. But I held that back because I was given as a clinical informaticist in Nashville, and I could work remotely to some extent. And
So tell me a little bit about clinical informatics, or like what is health informatics? Yeah.
Great question. Okay, so health informatics basically is basically healthcare IT.
Mm-hmm.
But to break it down some more, it is basically the digitization of health care, where you quantify mostly everything about healthcare, how that information is used,
Mm-hmm.
what technologies exist, how you assess what technologies can be useful in certain environments, understanding how to utilize that information, even how to train physicians or nurses and other healthcare professionals how to better utilize the technology. It might even go as far as to, and this is where my consultant kind of came to play when I was on my program, was I was working with a healthcare consulting company, Nashville Consensus Consultant, and basically we were contracted with different hospitals would come to us because there was a law that was passed. There was actually the Bush administration, the high-tech law, where they wanted hospitals to reduce medical error.
Right, I remember that, reduce medical error, and so have everything online, like everything. So no longer you have paper. Yeah, digitize the word. No longer paper records, but digitized records, medical records. Yeah. George W. Bush, right?
Yeah, it was under George W. Bush. That bill passed. Of course, Obama's Obamacare Act also augmented the need for quality assurance, quality improvement upon that bill. So basically, we did under the high tech law. I mean, I'm using this as where policy comes into play to affect science.
Science and
put into play where science now had to play a role in bringing together the solutions. So we were conducting, for example, St. Anthony in Missouri, St. Anthony, Shawnee, Missouri, and they wanted to be encompassed as well. Meaningful use. I'm not sure we heard of the term meaningful use. It was one of those things where it was developed under the high-tech law, where some hospitals, if they were compliant to the meaningful use law. Meaningful use means that the electronic health record is not just a collection of data. The data has to make sense. The data has to catch errors. The data has to work. In other words, the computers, the systems have to talk to each other, have to be able to spot when something's wrong. So if there's a specimen that's collected, but then not reported to CDC, but then you're going to run another test, why would that be the case? Because you have to be able to pick up on these things. Certain diseases have to be reported, certain diseases don't have to be reported. Certain diagnostic developments may need an understanding of whether the patient has tried one methodology. So for example, let's say diabetic, somebody who has been long-term diabetic, has had that long-term diabetes, but did not know that had long-term diabetes. Obviously, they're going to need to be on full-fledged Lantus, not just like a oral sulfonylurea drug like or any
metformin.
Oral sulfonylurea medicine to reduce metformin. Yeah. So usually they would have to go through channels, and this is where healthcare, politics, and science kind of converge. Many of these systems don't know that they should have they use this medication first. Now, in most cases, the doctor is the authority over a patient, but the system must also understand that while the doctor is the authority, it must take into consideration that has this patient been diagnosed before? Has this patient been using other medications?
Right.
How long have they been using medication?
Right.
And if you think about it, if you have this in paper form, a physician cannot digest all of that quickly.
Right.
But we have systems in place called clinical decisions, where the system is able to say that for the past 5 years, this patient has been on metformin. His hemoglobin A1C has been minusculely up to between 5 foods, but only when it comes to see the physician. Therefore, there needs to be a change. So the system is able to understand that.
Even if a doctor doesn't know this, the computer systems, because they're talking to one another and they have multiple years of record, this information, they can pick out and really fix any kind of medical error. Yeah. And so that's what health informatics does, and that's not just medical error, but like to understand what's going on.
Predictive analytics.
Right, predictive analytics, right.
A lot of healthcare is tied into behavior, and most people think that, just do this. If you do A and B, you can't see. Not necessarily, because a lot of healthcare is complex in and of itself. It's just healthcare, not just the science of just healthcare, patient care. They're complex in and of themselves, but at the same time, you have to use tools. We have to develop tools that mitigate many of these complexities, so that physicians can actually see clearer, can see better. Now, I can jump into other areas. We can talk about artificial intelligence or machine learning. I don't want to say we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of thing. We're talking about predictive analytics, where, because we know, if you think about it this way, think a convergence of your genomic index, where we know that you have a propensity to certain diseases and other ethnicities. Combine that with your history, your medical history, and combine that with medications you've used in the past or not used, and your current physical exam and assessment and blood workup. If we combine that information, we can kind of get a trajectory of what can be.
You can predict.
And more importantly, how can we improve? How can we improve it? And this is where you use quantified medicine, where we're more so personalized medicine, because some medications may not necessarily be relatively good for you. Versus, we always go with that 95% confidence interval to say that, if you use this medication, it may not necessarily be so for you. Because and
if you have a large informatics on that person, that it'll help you understand or predict whether that medication is good for you. All right. So, like, what are your challenges, though? What are your biggest challenges in health informatics?
Okay, so some of the biggest challenges is standardization, because you have many people going into this space. Standardization. So that's where you have many organizations coming together. Of course, there's the International Standard Organization, ISO, standardize many things, but in the other areas, there's the IMO, International Medical Objects. Practically anything medically related is categorized into a specific thing, and it's done for billing purposes, but it's also done for diagnostic purposes. So understanding different standardized mechanisms in the U.S. and globally, because the World Health Organization has a certain standard of how global process things.
And do those standards change?
They do. Yeah, and one has to stay abreast of it. They change because technology changes.
Right. That's the issue of having computers involved in this. Technology is constantly changing.
Correct. But this is the fascinating thing. Because they change, that should be what excites you. But they change for the good. Even though more people look at it as, well, you don't want to change too much. People don't like, when you have a large hospital system, it's hard to implement certain changes because people have to train.
Right.
It costs money.
Right.
And money it's not something that's easily accessible unless you're like Mayo Clinic or Cleveland Clinic, where they have a large budget for R&D. But when you're dealing with a count hospital without these criteria, well, that's where we come in. How can we leverage technology in such a way where it's low cost, but yet is able to meet those goals? So I can look at that from both the clinical perspective as a physician. And I classify myself extra because I don't necessarily practice directly. Although I was still see patients directly, I don't necessarily
practice
patient.
Yeah.
I come across at the moment right now. But because I'm now formulating my own, I'm under my service. It's a digital health. And this is now where I converge pretty much everything I've done over the last 10 years. And say this is where I'm going towards, where we're looking at predictive analytics. How can we bring standardized flow information, computing power? And when I mean computing power, I'm talking about the technologists that support the technologists that support the technologies. How can we make it cost effective? Because money runs everything. So you have to be cognizant of the budget and how money works and all of this. And you have to look at, does this play out long term? Because you can have money, but then if it's not played out well, where it pays you out, where the benefits play out long term, then the county that just spent $2 million on 6 people is not going to be worth it. So you have to, you gotta be worth it. They have people that kind of check this to make sure they have an internal review that check this to see that what they do have. And when they bring people like me on board, myself, and I work in a team, so in a consulting perspective, myself and other clinical informatics will be on board, and some of them also are healthcare professionals in their own right. Some of them are just strictly engineers, and that's good. So you bring them on board, and we look at a problem. So the hospital comes to us and says we have 6 remote satellite clinics. We have 2 radiology sites, and we have 2 hospitals, and we're using the Meditech system. And we have to be cognizant. You don't have to master everything. You just have to know the essential modules for most systems, because this is where standardization is the
this is this tough. Yeah, it's very complex. It sounds.
It's very complex, but you understand what they're dealing with, and you understand the system, and then you say, how do we solve this? Because we have a limited budget, we only have $2 million allocated, and we have to meet this objective before they review our status progress report at the end of the year, unless they don't fund us next year.
Okay.
Now these are county officials or county healthcare administrators that oversee a lot of what goes on. I'm speaking in terms of county hospital, but there are other types of other hospitals that are involved. So as a clinician, they look at how that works. And of course, electronic medical records is a big part of it, but it's not just that. It's what is it doing? Is it meeting its objectives?
Right.
And if it's not meeting its objectives, what do we have to build? So there is a little bit of technical need to work within their system, meaning that you have to open their hood, go underneath their hood to see why it's not doing what they're doing. And we have done that many times. We're going there, and we do what we call build. We build out for example, their specialist treatment. So going in there, these labs you're running, some of them don't need to be run.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are archaic labs to run. These labs need to be run. You don't need to run this test if you don't have this test. So if say somebody has a high PSA level, well then I can understand why they need to see the urologist to see whether they can get a biopsy. But you don't need to go and do a biopsy unless you get it pretty sick. It helps the physician to cut down on the need to do that because the county says do this way. And so we have to kind of help them with policy.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to also help them with technology.
Their technology, and seeing what they are able to do. Okay, so it seems like you have to like work. You're a consultant, and you have to literally standardize things based on different county hospitals with their different needs, with their different financial abilities. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so what's that's the challenge. A lot of different things come into play with different situations. Yeah. So what's the favorite part of your career? What do you like the most about it?
What's going to happen next?
Okay. And that's how you are. You're always thinking about what's next. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let me give you what intrigues me. What keeps the flame burning. Okay. Last week, I even posted this on my Facebook page. Last week, and this is the funny thing about Jeff Bezos. And I stay interested in this business of studying these big business giants. Last week, Jeff Bezos, who's the CEO of Amazon, and it's not just Amazon, it's a big company that owns a lot of different they own Whole Foods, and JP Morgan and
And Berkshire came together to start their own healthcare company for their people.
And they want to basically reinvent healthcare.
That's crazy.
That's what they said.
Just to remind you guys, like Bezos is the director. He's Amazon guy, right? He bought Whole Foods. Berkshire Hathaway, that's Warren Buffett, the richest man. Well, he's always going back and forth with Bill Gates in terms of being the richest man in the world. And J.P. Morgan Chase, the richest bank in the world, are getting together to build their own healthcare company in a highly technical kind of way.
Yes, and they actually should take their cards. But here's an interesting thing about that I want to kind of say. Now, we know the big healthcare company, the big healthcare providers. When I say healthcare, I'm looking at the insurance companies. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Humana, MetLife, Aetna, the big top healthcare juggernauts, so to speak. Okay, they're big. They're multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar companies. Many people have the policies, their healthcare insurance through them, whether it's employee-based or
you're starting to get a little dark there, Tosin. Tosin, you're starting to get keep the phone still and come into the light a little bit. Yeah, the sun's coming down. You're good where you are. You're good where you are. Yeah, just keep the phone towards your face a little bit. Yeah, there you go. It's all good. It's melanin. It's melanin. Black Panther. Wakanda. Yeah, it's all good.
But the interesting thing here is that just that announcement. It wasn't a major announcement. It was just the speculation of it took a hit, stock hit
down
each of those bigger healthcare insurance companies. So
Aetna,
across Humana, 1%, 2%, 3%
drop
went down by 1%, no more than 5%. But across the board, if you combine all of that drop, that was $30 billion.
Yeah,
that went up in smoke.
Yep.
Based on now, we know that, and here's the thing. Now, Jeff Bezos is a very limited guy because if you don't know, Netflix actually runs on they are the standard in cloud computing. People doubted Jeff Bezos and his approach to business. They thought he only sold books, and they thought he had no knowledge of computing technology. We're talking about 10 years ago. People thought Microsoft, IBM, and I'll say Microsoft, IBM, and even Apple and Oracle. They thought they were the giants at that time, but they weren't thinking ahead. This is what keeps me going. What is next?
What is next?
I don't care what's happening tomorrow. I want to know what's happening 5 years now. That is what I want to touch. That's what keeps me going. So I look at that and say, Jeff Bezos standardized computing, cloud computing, where now the business doesn't have to buy a bunch of servers, hire a bunch of IT experts. He provided that. He started that service module by himself in the beginning. People laughed at him. People said that was ridiculous because we're the experts. We're Microsoft. We know software. Well, he knows software too, but he just thought
they just thought he sold books. You know, Amazon is just selling books.
Exactly.
Yeah, he shocked them.
Books. He was not actually. Books was not his main objective. It was commerce.
Right.
And then he reinvented commerce.
Yeah.
And then from commerce, he reinvented, well, if we can reinvent commerce, and we can reinvent how people reach commerce or do business, use the commerce, because commerce was only a piece of business. It's reinventing accounting systems, reinventing how people collaborate, how people work. Universities run their systems through AWS. Most people, Netflix doesn't really own any piece of hardware. They run everything through AWS. And the funny thing about that is that Amazon actually has its own competing streaming business called Amazon Prime Videos.
Right.
Which tells you that if Netflix depends on Amazon's technologies, how and Netflix is as big as it is. It's a big entity now, and it's changing the way entertainment is delivered. Well, then somebody who has conquered that is thinking of reinventing. And when I say reinventing, I'm talking about from the ground up now. We're not talking about just put a band-aid here, put a better band-aid. He's going to take it into account, but you have to be understanding of the laws that exist. So we take into existence Obamacare, take into existence all the laws that we put in place to help affordable health care. Well, who doesn't want affordable health care? That's the objective. Everyone should get access to health care, good health care, great health care. In a
cost-effective manner, in which that's what like Bezos, Berkshire, and Chase is trying to do. Yep.
Exactly. And making it more transparent, because most of the things that have gone on in healthcare has swayed people to believe that the healthcare dollars is really working for them. You know, they get they're they get sick. It doesn't cover all of the needs, but some of the diseases of chronic management is dealt with because it can be prevented. You know. Well, Jeff Bezos might now bring in the power of genomics, the power of clinical CDS, better algorithms to be able to understand how to manage a disease, especially Alzheimer's. I mean, if it cracks that, believe me, a lot more people will flock towards his module. And I don't think he's going to be a central point of it. I think he's going to create a template for which we gravitate, just like Google created a template. Google never really wanted to go to the phone business. He just wanted to create a platform for other people to build.
Android, that's right.
Then people would use that as a building process. And they still profit off of it.
Right.
So they're not trying to be
they're not trying to be they're just trying to create the template for somebody else to build off of, and they profit from it, and it still helps the society. Yeah.
Exactly. And that right there, to solve that is going to require a lot of science. It's going to require a lot of science.
Yeah.
It's going to require a lot of biology. It's going to life science. It's going to require a lot of computer scientists.
Yeah.
It's going to require a lot of engineers.
Yeah.
Now it's going to improve on that, and it goes into commerce. It goes into other areas that I don't want to talk about. Cryptocurrencies.
Right.
It goes into how do you better manage money, because society is some things are affected by policies and that affect how science can be dealt with people. Even though, and I'm sure you know, dealing with gun legislation, and I'm sure that you've heard that CDC was ordered not to study gun violence.
Really? They were ordered not to study the gun violence.
Yeah, not study the cause of gun violence.
Wow.
That was an order. That was a direct. I mean, which tells you that, because of course, you know, the lobbying power of the NRA does not mention to find the cause reason for what we want to buy gun and shoot people, because if you find it, it will cut this and that. But I'm more progressive about. I'm not against the essence of having the gun. I just want to figure out what the root cause is so I can stop it. So that's bloodshed, and
let's study it.
But that's another story. That's
yeah. That's politics. But I mean, but to your point, I mean, I really believe, I like how you said that this new era of healthcare in terms of informatics and using computers to try to help the issue with healthcare is going to require a lot of biologists, a lot of computer scientists, and a lot of engineers. And we just and it's not the typical. You're a guy that is not the typical biology major. You were very open, and the way that you navigated your field is just by immersing yourself with the things that are next. What's going on? What's gonna be hot in the next 5 years? And let me immerse myself in it, prepare myself to be a part of it. Because the reality is, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, is not outsourceable like many other fields. And there are all kinds of different ways that you can be successful in STEM. It doesn't have to be the typical become a medical doctor and practice medicine. You can be in health informatics, healthcare informatics. Especially, it's going to be hot. I'm telling you, when Jeff Bezos and I can't remember the Chase. Jamie Dimon is the Chase CEO, and Berkshire Hathaway is Warren Buffett. These are the biggest guys in their field, and when they say they're going to transform healthcare with a computer mix to it, I want our black boys to start taking computer science classes. I want them to be excellent in biology, because it's going to be the future.
Absolutely. I think, in my opinion, I think coding should be required in high school.
Yeah.
Not for the sake of making everybody say you have to be computer science. I think coding changes the way you think.
Right.
And when I say coding changes the way you think, it makes you look at a problem and say, how would I solve it with numbers and science? How would I solve it? Because you think differently.
Right.
I think that was what caused it. I think that was the attractive part. You can solve a problem. I mean, I was writing code just for the sake of curiosity, you know.
Right.
What would happen if I solve this? Now, it doesn't mean that I would find the best solution. What I appreciate about it is that it got me thinking differently.
Yeah.
Thinking independently, thinking differently, and then allow me to think collaboratively, because now you can converse with other people, and you can. And this is the funny thing about open source, and is that you get to understand other codes freely and learn from them, because collective minds make a powerful force.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm highly. I promote schools to support open source, but they don't have to. But I think coding and some level of computer science coding should be a standard curriculum.
Yeah, and to your point, if it's not in high schools, there's so many open source programs to have your kids learn to code. There's Code Academy. I mean, there's just a lot of open source free. Yeah. So I really think
small level languages, now you don't have to go to the high level like R, but because every language evolves, and you don't have to know all the tools and toolbox.
Right, but just take advantage of it.
Correct.
Yeah, just take advantage of the smallest, easiest code language in computer sciences.
It will change the way you think.
Yeah, it will change the way you think. It will change. It will open your kid, and it'll open your kids' minds to the world, and it will prepare them early. It will provide, like you said, it will provide your child a healthy environment for them to succeed in STEM. It's so important. I really enjoyed this conversation, Tosin. Dr. Tosin Atolagbe, he is a phenomenal STEMist. I am the phenomenal STEMist, and so is this brother right here.
My sister right here. I appreciate what you do. I do appreciate it. I have to commend your efforts. I mean, and then the thing is that it's not an easy task to get people interested, but once you do, I mean, when you spark a few minds, that's it.
We can transform a community, Tosin. Spark it and set this world on fire with little black girls and little black boys. And I can't do that without you. I can't do without you guys. I really want you guys to share this, because we just really want to set an environment for our kids to be successful. And I'm just so excited about what Phenomenal STEMist is doing for the community. And I can't do that without you. Next month is going to be all women, all black women. Next month, March is Women's History Month. And I'm excited about next month. Yeah, they have something called Black Girls That Code. That's right. I'm going to have a dentist. I'm going to have 2 doctors. I'm going to have an engineer. I'm going to have a scientist, neuroscientist. I am so excited about what Phenomenal STEMist is doing. But thanks again, Tosin. I really appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. You guys have a good night. Yeah, thanks.